Hey there, AJATT here. I got a comment asking me to do a room tour, and at first I thought I had already done one, but turns out that was on my now defunct ASMR channel. So on this channel, I've never made a room tour. Now, I've always liked watching room tours, especially by other fellow weebs, and if you are watching this, you probably are a weeb as well to some degree. At the very least, you're probably learning Japanese as well. So I thought maybe it could be interesting to give you a better look of all that stuff behind me and over there and, everywhere. Now, you might be looking at the length of this video and thinking that it is way too long and you do not want to sit through however long this video ends up being. Don't worry, I'm going to start by giving you a quick overview. So if you only want to see the gist of what my room looks like, you just have to stick around for another 2 or 3 minutes-ish, and then you'll be, free to click off the video and go do something else. But if you want to see what I have in more details, then feel free to stick around until the end, and you will probably get way more details than you hoped for. But let's get started. Alright, so before we start, I just want to say if you think the view looks a little strange, it's because I'm having to film in 0.5 zoom, or else it would look like this. And this is way too this is way too zoomed in, and that's the regular zoom because my room is really small, so it's gonna be like this. All right, so here's a door. There's a couple of posters, as you can see, and to the right there's way more posters, and down here is my desk with my laptop connected to a bigger monitor and with some very cheap RGB keyboard and a mouse and a bottle. And under the desk, then to the right we have my TV and a little table where I put some stuff, my air purifier, and then behind the TV is a Switch and PS5 and the regular modem router kind of stuff hidden in the back there. And obviously you have more posters, a couple of little figures and knickknacks, all of my manga. At the bottom there's a very low quantity of anime, a dictionary, a couple of books because it didn't fit anywhere else. And yeah, that's about it. Remember, this is just a quick look through. If you want more details, just stick around till after. Now behind there's more posters that are hidden by empty boxes, empty figurine boxes. And then here we have some dragons at the top, my dragon shrine, so to speak. And we have light novels. There's other stuff in the back that I myself don't even remember what is there for the most part. I think behind here is like plushes, and over there is English games that I tried to sell when I started immersion, but ended up not selling. We'll see later. Some more light novels. Here we have some games and some books in the back, English books in the back. Some more games and some more coffee table books in the back. And some more games and stuff, collector's edition specifically. And then on this side here of the bookshelves we have the social link cards from Persona, my view outside my window. Over here we have a guitar. If you didn't know, I played guitar for over 12 years. I haven't played much though since starting immersion, but I do have a guitar cover channel if you want to go check that out. My closet, we don't talk about the closet. That is such a mess. Over here we have all the masks from Majora's Mask, some amiibos, my figure display, and then on the side we have more figurines, more posters, and this is my shelf, my gaming shelves. And as promised, that was the quick overview, and I just turned the light on this thing because I forgot about that. And yeah, as promised, this was the quick overview. So if you just wanted to see what my room looked like, that's all you need to see. You know what my room looks like. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you another time, hopefully with a better video. Now, if you want to see everything in detail, now's the time. So if we start again at the door, over here we have a One Punch Man poster, and then a Zelda poster from, I think, what is it, A Link Between Worlds? You're gonna see a lot of these posters here that I got back in the day from the, I don't remember what it's called. Oh my god, the Nintendo, no, not Nintendo. I was gonna say Nintendo Power. It's definitely not that. You know that thing that Nintendo used to do, where if you bought like 3DS games and whatever, and Wii or Wii U games, I think, it came with a code and you could get coins, and then you could trade the coins for items like this. Yeah, I have a lot of posters that came from that. So yeah. And then at the top is my Fire Emblem Fates / If poster. And I will go to the right, but I just want to get these posters over with. There's more Zelda posters. All of them, again, from that Zelda, that Nintendo thing that I can't remember what it's called right now, and it's killing me that I can't remember. Now over here, there's a Naruhina poster. Again, I did not buy this. It came in one of those random boxes that were popular, like Nerd Crate and loot boxes and whatever. This one was called Omakase. And yeah, I don't really want to buy new posters, so I'm just using them even though they're more than 10 years old. Same here with the Vocaloid posters over here. And this is a Bakuman poster. It's fan art that I bought in Otakuthon over a decade ago. And I put it over my computer because if I want some motivation, I can look at these guys working hard on their manga. In practice, I never do that, but it's cool in theory. And same over here with the, let me move my chair out of the way. With the Zoro, I don't want to call this a poster because I printed the image at my job's printer. But yeah. And then same thing here, I posted this, I printed this paragraph. This is the very last paragraph of Mushoku Tensei Volume 12. And it's not really any spoilers here, don't worry. But when I read this paragraph, it kind of really resonated with me. And I've been kind of obsessed with it, I guess, since then. That was like a year and a half ago, and I've since printed it and stuck it to my wall. It's also, I'll try to think to put a picture, but it's also on my phone wallpaper, like my lock screen wallpaper. Anyways, this says, 辛いこともあったし、嬉しいこともあった。大きな失敗も繰り返してしまった。けれど、終わりじゃない。どれだけ失敗しても、間違えても終わりじゃない。俺はまだまだこの世界で生きていくのだ。いつ死んでも後悔しないように本気で。So yeah, oh, and I forgot this here. This is, let's see if I can get a decent angle. This is a framed picture from my trip to Japan in 2014. You probably recognize the view, but it's from the top of Fushimi Inari. Sadly, it was a very cloudy day, so you don't really see the city, but still a nice photo and a nice thing to have framed to remind me of my trip, which back then I thought I was going to go back within like 2-3 years. It's been over a decade and I still haven't gone back, but hopefully in a few years. And then here is the battle station. So I have a laptop and it is connected to this, I think, 27-inch monitor. Normally the laptop screen is off, but I just turned it on for the video. So here you can kind of get a glimpse at my Plex server for my variety shows. And here you have Honzuki Part 3, Volume 3 with Anki on the side. And I have this, this is so old. It looks horrible now, but this is a mousepad that I got like more than a decade ago. There was like this deal that you could get a free custom, well, not free. You could get a custom mousepad for only $1 plus shipping. And I decided I want a mousepad that has anime on it. And what did I do? I picked this random ass anime that was like fine about Oda Nobunaga. I don't even remember what the name of the anime is. But I guess I thought the image looked cool, so I printed it, and here I am still with the same mousepad, probably like 12 to 14 years later. I don't know if I have anything else to show on this desk. I don't think so. There's a pitch accent graph here, but I never look at it. So it's again a nice in theory, but in practice I never use it. And my big water bottle, 1 liter water bottle. I try to drink at least 2 of these every day to make sure I'm well hydrated. And then here I have my TV, which is connected. You can't see it, but behind it, it's connected to a NVIDIA Shield, because this is not a smart TV. Actually, it's not even a TV. It's a computer monitor, 32-inch. And I got that because it was cheaper. It was a cheaper way to get a 4K. It was cheaper to get a 4K monitor than a TV. And since I didn't care about getting a smart TV, because I have the NVIDIA Shield, I went with a monitor instead. Also, 32 inches TVs are kind of rarer nowadays. And since my room is small and I'm close to the TV, I didn't want something bigger. So here again in the background is the same picture, the picture that I have framed. And here I created, you have all the apps down there, but I created a Nihongo section. So I have YouTube, I can go watch YouTube. I can watch anything from my Plex server. And I also have a Kaeri TV here, which is what I use right now when I want to watch Japanese TV. I'm not going to let it play too much, but you see I have a bunch of channels, a bunch of channels here. And you can go, like here right now on TBS, I guess, Bananaman no Hayoki Sekkaku Gurume is playing, I guess. So I don't want to get copyright strike, but you know, you can click it, you can watch live stuff, you can go back up to a month and pick something else, and there's a bunch of channels. I have the smallest package, and despite having the smallest package, I have a whole 23 channels, including all the main ones, you know, NHK, Nihon Terebi, TBS, Fuji Terebi, Terebi Asahi, Terebi Tokyo, you know, whatever. Anyways, again, I don't want to get copyright strike, so I'm going to remove it. And then behind the TV, I have the PS5 here, and the Switch, and probably a bunch of other crap. And if you don't like bad cable management, sorry, that is all you're gonna see over here, bad cable management. Here I have a little small table with an air purifier. I have very dry skin, so I try to remember to moisturize, especially my hands and my elbows. But so that's why I put it in view, but even with that I keep forgetting, so that's not good. I have down there a smart scale that I got recently. It's cool because it automatically sends the data to my phone, and it also calculates stuff like BMI and other stuff that I'm not sure how accurate it is, like bone density and stuff like that. But whatever, what matters to me is the weight and also seeing the difference. But overall, I just care about the weight. That's really the only thing on there that I truly care about. Now in the back here, we have a Persona 3 poster, Kogias One Piece. That is such an old One Piece poster. I should get a new one at some point. Some more of the Nintendo. I had it on the tip of my tongue, but it's not coming out. Some more Nintendo whatever posters. And then we come to the manga shelf. So before the manga here, we have Migi from Parasite, the Thousand Sunny from One Piece, Luffy, a couple of little figurines over here, Yurukam and Gomu Gomu no Mi. Over here we have, I really like this one, it's a Colossal Titan mug. Obviously I've never used it, and it seems like there's cracks in it now, but you know, again, I never use it, so it doesn't really matter. Then I have a couple of Funko Pops from Attack on Titan. I'm not the biggest Funko Pop fan, but I got these again, over a decade ago, back when I had just started working, so I didn't really think about like big figures at the time. I was just happy to get something anime related as a somewhat recent anime fan at the time. Then I have Mikasa Figma. Over here we have some Mario figures. This Funko Pop I have not bought myself. It was given to me by a coworker actually, so that's pretty cool. Then you have this cookie box tin from Japan. I bought that when I was in Japan, and there's a bunch of little knickknacks in it. At first it was cookies, but I kept it and put all the knickknacks in there. And then a trash taste mug in the back. Now it is time for the manga. So over here we have, of course, Shingeki no Kyojin. I put that at the top because this layer, not this layer, but like this level is thinner than the other ones, and this manga is actually shorter than the other ones, so it fit perfectly in there. It's super tight, as you can see. It like basically touches the top. And then over here, oh, we have the Levi spin-off as well. And then over here, or not spin-off, but like prequel or whatever. And then here we have Koe no Katachi, a silent voice. And then here we have a couple of random manga that these were volumes I bought when I was in Japan. But then when I bought One Piece again, it was easier to buy the whole series and way cheaper. So these are doubles. Then I never ended up buying more of Naruto or Bleach. And then same for Ansatsu Kyoshi 2. I just bought the whole series at some point. So it's a double. Then we have Wanted, which is a collection of one-shots from before One Piece by Oda. Then we have One Piece. And 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 the One Piece finishes here for now. I don't have the latest volumes. And then we have One Piece Doors, which is a collection of all the cover stories. Or I think not even just the stories, just all the covers. Then after that, we have One Punch Man. And then we have Bakuman. Now, if you've watched some of my videos before, you probably know what I'm about to say. I am lucky enough to have gotten the first volume of Bakuman. Oops, it's hard to do one-handed. Autographed by Obata Takeshi, the artist. So yeah, that's pretty cool. I will always take the opportunity to share this. Then after that we have Boku no Hero Academia, and then Ansatsu Kyoshi 2. Here we have the rest of Ansatsu Kyoshi 2. Then we have Yakusoku no Neverland, which, you know, great half of a series, if I can say that. Then we have Kuroko no Basket with the, whatever it was called. I can't really see from here. Extra game, that's what it is. So I had to go sit on my bed because it's too hard to show everything otherwise. Then, oh, that's annoying me. Then we have some of Sakamoto Days. I'm mostly up to date with it as of my manga reading challenge, but whatever came out since I haven't read. But I don't own all of them yet. And then Ao no Hako, and then Ao no Exorcisto, Blue Exorcist. In the back you can see the beginning of Spy Family. Going back here we have the rest of Spy Family. Then we have Idol Story. I really recommend that one, by the way. It's not that known, but it's by the same mangaka that did New Game, and it's kind of like an idol battle royale. Really, it's just an audition, but you know, it sounds cooler to say it's a battle royale. Then we have Kuro, which actually, let me show you this. Kuro is fully colored manga, so it's not necessarily the best manga, but it is pretty cool to see a fully colored manga, and it's not like a colored version, it's by default a colored manga. Then we have Karakai Jozu no Takagi-san, and at some point it becomes Karakai Jozu no Moto Takagi-san. Then we have Karakai Jozu no Hatena Mark no Nishikata-san. And Ashita wa Doyobi. I feel like I'm missing one of the spin-offs, but I could be wrong. Oh yeah, it's the Yukari Koyu one, or whatever it's called. But yeah. And then here we have Gakko Gurashi. What is it? Otayori. This is the like spin-off sequel volume. I don't have the actual main series. I just read that online. But I really liked Gakko Gurashi, and then when I wanted to read this, I couldn't find it online, so I ended up just buying it. And I don't really have space to buy a whole new series, so I didn't buy the series, just this one. Then we have Horimiya, Barakamon. We have Yotsubato all the way back there. And then the end of Yotsubato here. Shoujo Shumatsu Ryoko, which again, highly recommend this series. It's definitely gonna show up in a future video that I want to make. I want to make a video in the future for manga that don't have furigana to try to bridge people from reading manga that has furigana into being able to read light novels, and this is definitely one of those I'm going to talk about. One of my favorite endings to a manga series, and it's only 6 volumes, so you know, definitely give it a shot. Then we have Tokyo Ghoul and Tokyo Ghoul Re. I haven't read this in Japanese yet, but I have read all the way up till, I don't know, like volume 6 or 7 of Tokyo Ghoul Re, all the way back in the day in English, and I absolutely loved it. So one day I really need to read this in Japanese and then actually finish the story. Then we have the ReZero manga. We have Arc 1, Arc 2, Arc 3, and the beginning of Arc 4. Then we have Gokushudo, The Way of the House Husband. Hilarious series. If you haven't watched or read this, you should definitely read it, especially if you're a fan of Yakuza. That's or Ryuga Gotoku. It's a really fun series about a house husband who used to be a Yakuza. Then we have some one-offs. I don't remember what these are, but I have read them. There's Sekai no Wari to Yoake Mae. Then we have Kimi ni shika kikoenai. This one actually I do remember the cover. I don't know if I can show it properly. So as you can see, it's missing parts of the characters. But if you hit it with the light at the right angles, you can see the missing parts. It's really hard to see your camera. Here you can see the key. You know, ki koe na I. You know, so yeah, that's really cool. I think it's like about someone who's like deaf or something, probably, or maybe mute. I don't know, probably deaf, since it has to do with Kiko and I. Anyways, then there's Kami-sama. What is it? Kami-sama ga uso tsuku. I don't remember this, but I do remember reading it. Then we have one horror slasher series, Ibitsu. It's alright. I'm not big on that sort of things, but I enjoyed reading it. Then we have Soranin, amazing series. Gaikotsu Shoten in Onna-san. This is actually pretty funny. I've never read it, but I watched the anime and then I immediately bought the manga. It's just he's a skeleton guy that works in a Shoten-in bookstore, and then because he's a skeleton, all the other people working there dress up so that people think he's also dressing up, but he's actually a skeleton. Then we have Mieruko-chan, Danna ga nani o itteiru ka wakaranai ken. Pretty interesting series about a guy who's definitely an otaku and a girl who is definitely not an otaku, dating or actually being married. Then we have Watashi tachi no shiawase na jikan. I do remember this being a very good one-shot. Very sad, if I remember correctly. But I don't remember what it's about. Then, it's hard to properly get everything in the back there, but that's Otaku Nikoi wa Muzukashi. Absolutely love this rom-com with adults in the workplace, who are otaku, obviously. Then the bottom, we have Made in Abyss. Then we have Komorebi no Kuni, which is another full color, actually. Okay, let me try to pull it out. Yeah, so this is another full color manga by the same artist, or the same mangaka as New Game and Idle Story that I talked about earlier. And I really like this guy's art. His character designs, they're really great. Again, it's hard to show this in one hand. Again, there's nothing really special about this manga, but the fact that it's in color made me want to get it, and I'm glad I did, because it looks beautiful. And then, speaking of New Game, we have New Game. And after New Game, we have a different version of New Game. This is just a big re-release. When I say big, I mean big. And it's like 2 volumes in one. And I'm trying to here. Trying to get to the first page. First page with color, looks absolutely amazing. And yeah, I don't know how long we are into, how far we are. I don't know how far we are in the video, but I finally finished talking about the manga. Now we have 3 anime. We have Death Note, Persona 4 the animation, and Ping Pong the animation. There's no particular reason why I have specifically these 3. I just bought anime in a previous Japanese learning attempt, where I was like kind of familiar with immersion, but not too much. So I just thought, let's buy some anime, and so I bought these 3. And yeah, now here I have the Shinmeikai. Wait, I can't even see it because my phone's in the way. Shinmeikai Kokugo Jiten. And I didn't buy this. Someone who used to be in the community but has since quit learning Japanese got this for me. Actually, he bought it for himself. He got it. It was damaged. Amazon sent him a new one for free. And then he was like, hey, do you want the one that is damaged? It's ever so slightly damaged, like some corners are bent, but besides that, it's in great condition. So I was like, hell yeah, I'll take it. It's pretty cool to have this in your collection. I mean, who has an actual Japanese dictionary? And then we have some Vivre cards. Here we have some novels. We have a few non-fiction novels, and then some light novels that didn't fit with the rest of my light novels. Okay, so I had to flip my the orientation for my phone because this is way too low. So we have, at first we have the 2 books by Kuro-chan. If you've watched Suyobi no Downtown, you definitely know who Kuro-chan is. Actually, let me just show you his face. And yeah, you'll definitely see him. This is a creepy book cover, kind of, but yeah. These are 2 books that he wrote. So I was curious about them. I still haven't read them, but I have them. Then we have Zenryukushon and Domora, a book written by Shirukuro Odo, the leader of the YouTuber group Fishers. Then we have Isho, I think, by Matsumoto Hitoshi, who is a very big comedian in Japan, although he has been in hot waters the past year. But I got this a long time ago. This is an old book that he wrote. I think it's about himself. So, and then here we have Iwata-san. Iwata Satoru wa konna koto o hanashite ita. This is the previous CEO of Nintendo, who I think it's him who wrote a book. I don't remember. I honestly I don't remember what the book is about, but I know I bought it not too long after he passed because I thought it was going to be an interesting read, and I'm sure it will be once I get to it. And here we fall into the fiction book. So there's a Final Fantasy 14 Chronicles book, Chronicles of Light. Then over here we have Kumo desu ga Nagika and Silent Witch, Tate no Yusha no Moriagari. Then we have Kajiya de Hajimeru Isekai Slow Life. And then Tensei Shitara Slime Datta Ken. And in the final cubby of the shelf, we have God of War Ascension and a Shonen Jump magazine that I bought on my last day in Japan in 2014. No, I can't really, I can't really show this. Oh yeah, there's a dragon poster in the back. It's a dragon facing off against a wizard. I'm gonna have to get rid of these boxes at some point. And then in the back we have some Elder Scrolls posters, and then a Naruto poster again. Now, at the top here, we have my Dragon Shrine. I have 6 with the small one, 6 dragons, including the Alduin from Skyrim. I'm assuming that's Alduin, right? That's not Paarthurnax. No, that has to be Alduin. And then we get into my light novels. Now, at first we have Danmachi, then we have Goblin Slayer, then we have 5 volumes of Konosuba, plus 3 volumes of the Bakuen spin-off. Then we have Darega Yusha o Koroshita. This one really made waves in the light novel world, and from what I understand, there's a 2nd volume now. Although it's a different title, but the 2nd volume. Then we have Haito Genso no Gurimugaru. I really liked the anime for this, and I really want to read the series at some point, so looking forward to that. I've heard it gets not so good eventually, but I'll be the judge of that. Then we have No Game, No Life. Then we have ReZero, volumes 1 to 6, and X 1 to 3. Then we have Sword Art Online and Sword Art Online Progressive. By the way, when I'm not saying a volume, it's because I only have volume 1. That's why. Then we have Yahari Ore no Seishun Rabukome wa Machigatte iru, or Ore ga iru. Then we have Musume janakute Mama ga suki nano, the Mummy light novel, which you may or may not have heard if you're in the immersion communities. Yeah. I actually read all 7 volumes of this, and I actually really enjoyed it for some reason. I was not expecting that, but I enjoyed it. Then we have Koi wa Yozora o Watatte. I've read the 1st volume, and I've started the 2nd, but not finished yet. I found out about this through the audio anime. So if you go on YouTube and you search this title, you'll find a series of audio anime by Studio Koemi. And it's really good. It's pretty easy as well to understand. It's literally just, like, if you've ever heard of an audio drama, it's exactly that. Or a drama CD or whatever. It's basically that. It's like an anime, but audio only, and it's made to be audio only, so you don't need visuals. And then after that, it's a couple of books that aren't light novels. So we got Toki o Kakeru Shoujo, Mikakan no Koufuku, Kaze ga tsuyoku fuite iru, which this is a pretty big book. And this is what the cover looks like before it was made into anime style. Then we have the Miyamoto Musashi book series. If you've read Vagabond, this is the guy that Vagabond is based on. This is the book, sorry, not the guy. This is the same guy as the guy in Vagabond, and it's the book series that Vagabond is based on. And then in the back we have some of the games that I couldn't sell. English games. Then here in the back, some plushies. I think you can see a Izanagi plushie back there. First we have Overlord. Then we have 今日も絵に描いた餅がうまい. I haven't read this, but I thought it looked cute, so I bought it. From what I understand, this guy can draw things and the things are edible. So he draws mochi. Or maybe it's an expression, I'm not sure. Like I said, I haven't read it. Then we have Torinitas series Dream Life Yume no Isekai Seikatsu. I haven't read this, but I saw that on Amazon years ago and I thought it looked cool, so I bought it. And then we have Madogushi Daria wa Utsumukanai. 今日から自由な職人 life. Again, another one of those slow life in an isekai series. And keeping up that trend, we have スライムとして300年知らないうちにレベルマックスになってしまった。No, なってました. I did enjoy the anime of this one, so yeah. And then we have Majo no Tabi Tabi, which the journey of Elena. Also like the anime of this. Then we have Mushoku Tensei Volume 1 all the way to Volume 26, the final volume. And then we have the spin-off, Volume 1 and 2, and a special book. Then over here, in the back, you can see some Lord of the Rings stuff. There's the extended edition trilogy box sets of The Hobbit and Lord of the Rings, and the Silmarillion, and some other books. Then here we have Honzuki. It's missing volume 3 here, but it's just because I have it in my desk, because when I'm reading the ebook, for some reason the pictures won't work. So when I get to a picture, I grab the book and I look at the pictures. And then we have, oh, by the way, just to make it clear, I've read everything up to the book that's missing right now. And then we have Kumakuma Kumabea, volume 1 to 20. I've read up till 19. I haven't read 20 yet, but I will soon. And that's it for the light novels. I have obviously way less than the manga, but there's a bunch of them that I only have one volume, so probably took quite a while to get through. Then we have East 9. Then we have the Abroad in Japan book. I have not read it, but I do want to read it at some point, but I don't feel ready to be spending time reading books in English. I still want to focus on Japanese for now. Then we have Tales of Hearts R. I've played this in English, not in Japanese, but I want to play it at some point. And then in the back, you can see I have a bunch of the Lord of the Rings, Middle-earth books, the illustrated editions. They look amazing. So one day I'll go through them, but again, not for now. And here we have Sora no Kiseki, Evolution, FC, SC, and the third. So that's Trails in the Sky, first game, second game, and third game. I've played the first two games, absolutely love them. Actually, when I finished the first game, I wanted to play another game before moving on to the second game. But that was impossible, so I ordered the second game right away, and the moment I got it, I started playing it. And then I haven't played the third one yet. And in the back is a bunch of coffee table size books. Some Elder Scrolls 1, some Final Fantasy, Diablo. Can I move this without everything falling? Oh yeah, Fire Emblem, Engage. And there's some stuff behind that, but I can't really show that without removing everything. But it's all English stuff, so doesn't matter as much. And then down here, some random Assassination Classroom binder. I don't even remember why I have that. I have some Elder Scrolls Online Collector's Edition and Skyrim Legendary Edition. And then here, like I said, in the short version, we have some Persona social links. Like the tarot cards. I don't know if that's how you say tarot cards. I don't remember where I got this from. I think it was like half from Persona Q and half from Persona 4 Arena, maybe? I could be wrong, it's been a long time. And this is the view. It's a dead of winter in Canada, so yeah. Then over here, again, we have my guitar, I have my treadmill, and we don't talk about that. Then here, I don't know what the material is for these. I don't remember because, again, I bought this more than a decade ago. But this is all the masks from Majora's Mask in the same order and position as in the menu. And here we have some amiibos. I haven't bought amiibos in over a decade, but back then I did, and I liked them, so I still have them. I mean, they do look cool, but nowadays I wouldn't spend money on that. I would buy big figures instead. So here we have, let me open the door. Excuse the dust. That is so dusty, holy crap. Here is the 5 Kaon girls. I got these a long time ago, and they're still one of my favorite, well, not one, they're 5 of my favorite figures, even though they were kind of cheap. Just because I think it's really cool to have, you know, figures of musicians, as, you know, someone who has played guitar for over 12 years, as I said earlier. And they look cool. Then down here, let me, hold on. I gotta sit. Then down here we have Emilia from ReZero. We have Roxy from Mushoku Tensei. And we have Raiza from Raiza no Atelier. I really like these figures because of the bases specifically. I mean, I like the figures, first of all. But I really like when they do cool bases like this. You know, there's a bunch of details and it kind of adds to the world perceptions. And, you know, I think it's really cool. It looks a lot better than, for example, you know, these plain bases. I mean, I love these figures as well, but, you know, the bases are pretty normal, which is fine. But these ones are really cool for that. Anyways, here we have Megumin from Konosuba. Really cool figure of her doing her typical explosion, which that sounded like shit, I'm sorry. And then we have Elena from Majo no Tabi Tabi. And here we have Echidna from ReZero. And then I had to flip my phone around again, but at the bottom, this looks really strange, but we have Yuna from Kuma 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 Bea, along with other figurines where she does not fit whatsoever. We have, what's his name? Connor, I think, from Assassin's Creed 3. I haven't played the game, but I do have this. Well, we'll talk about Assassin's Creed later. And here we have 2 figures from the Elder Scrolls Online, which are the reasons why I bought the collector's edition back in the day, because I really wanted the figures, because I love figures. So that's it for the figure shelf. By the way, before I continue, I just remembered that I can have all my pictures from my trip in Japan as a screensaver, and they just change every, like, I don't know, like 15 seconds maybe. So now I kind of wish I had done this from the start. I guess it's more than 15 seconds because this has been a while here, but yeah, there we go. Oh, and of course it changes to this one. This was not planned, by the way. It's going on shuffle kind of thing, and it went right onto this one. Anyways, now last but not least is the gaming shelf. So a couple more little posters there. We have 2 or 3 Monster Hunter figures. Then we have Hatsune Miku, which, fun fact, this one I won from a crane game in Japan. So that's pretty cool. And then we have Jade, I think, from, I was going to say Made in Abyss, no, Tales of the Abyss. Then here we have Yurukan PS4 game, a Konosuba Switch game, and a Neo game, Vita game. Not gonna lie, I got these ones because I thought the box looked nice. I haven't played this one. I think it's a bit like a visual novel. This one is a bit of a visual novel, but then you also like have to get clothing or whatever, and I don't know, it kind of looks boring. This one is a bit of a visual novel, but it has a little mini game that you have to do between every single day, where you have to decide what your character Aoba trains, I guess, in terms of her video game development skills, and it absolutely sucks. If I could just skip those parts and read, I would have read the whole thing, but because I cannot skip those parts, I had to give up on it, because I'm sorry, but it sucks. Here, Now it's a different picture. Then here we have some GBA games. We have the 3 Fire Emblem games on Game Boy Advance, and we have Pokemon Green and Red. And then on the DS we have Another Kodo, Futatsu no Kyoku. This is a point and click game on the DS. Honestly, I really liked it. It's really short, but it's really fun, and this is one of those games that's like best played on the DS itself and not emulated. It's still fine emulated, but there is one puzzle that was really hard to figure out even with the DS, and you literally cannot figure it out if you're not on a physical DS, so you have to look it up. Otherwise, I don't want to spoil it, but you can probably figure out what kind of puzzle it is if you've ever played any sort of puzzle games on the DS. Then we have Chrono Trigger. The DS version was my first time playing it. Absolutely loved it. It still holds up even in the 2020s. And then we have another Fire Emblem game. I can't even tell what it is right now. Oh, it's Shadow Dragons. Shin Ankokuryu to Hikari no Ken. And then on the 3DS we have Fire Emblem. If I have not played this in English, in Japanese, I've played it in English. I'm not gonna say that for every game, because most games I'm gonna say I've played this in English but not in Japanese, because I bought it back in Japanese after having sold the English version. Or I'm very often gonna just say I haven't played it yet, because I've been the type to buy a game that I'm interested in, even though I'm not gonna be playing it right away. So I'm not gonna bore you with all those details. I guess if you want to know my thoughts on the game, you can ask me in the comments, and if I've played it, I will let you know what my thoughts are. Then we have the Mario and Luigi series. I don't remember which one is which in English, but you have this one, and this one, and this one, and the Golf World Tour 1. Then after that we have Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire and Moon. Is this Ultra Moon or just Moon? No, this is just Moon, the regular Moon. I don't play the 3DS and DS that much because it really hurts my hands nowadays. But I have seen Kanji Eater get a what do you call it, like a grip that you put the DS in, and I think he said it was 3D printed, so I don't know how I'm gonna get my hand on something like that, but one day I really want to get one, because I love the DS and 3DS. I just don't love playing with the console because it hurts my hands. So yeah. Then on the Vita, same problem with the Vita. My hands cramp a lot. I do have a grip for it, but it's shit, so I'm gonna have to get a better one at some point. Here we have Hatsune Miku, Project Diva F, and Project Diva X. I do have F second as well, but it's on another console. So I got it on the Vita. I loved it. Then the next game I got on PS3. I loved it, but I realized I preferred playing it on the Vita, and so then I went back to the Vita. Then we have Muramasa. Not the Muramasa that people in the community tend to refer to, though. It's not the visual novel Muramasa, it's the action game Muramasa. Beautiful game. It's a remake of a Wii game, I think. And it's fun and it's very beautiful. And then we have, I've already talked about it a little bit before, but there's Sorano Kiseki FC Evolution, and then SC, and then the third. Again, if you haven't played the Trail series, you really have to try it. I've only played the first 2 games, but even just with these ones, I'm pretty sure I can count it as being one of my favorite series of all time. Like in my top 10 or 15. Which sounds like a lot, but I have a lot of favorite series. Then there's the new game, which I talked earlier. The new game. Then we have Tales of Hearts R, which I've also talked about. And then White Album 2. I liked the anime, so I decided to buy the game. I haven't played it, but I did get all the trophies in it by just spam clicking, because that was an easy way to get a platinum trophy. This was before I actually started learning Japanese. And that's true, I bought it in Japan when I was in Japan in 2014. So that's why it was one of the only games that I knew what it was, because I didn't speak Japanese back then. So, and the title is in English, as you can see. Then we have a NES game. I don't know if I can actually take it out of there without messing everything up. That's, of course, Fire Emblem game. Oh, that's the back. Gaiden. This is the second Fire Emblem game, which I do have here. I forgot to talk about it, but Fire Emblem Echoes, which is the remake of Gaiden. And then I have on the SNES, Fire Emblem Monsho no Nazo, and then Seisen no... I don't actually know how to read this. I know it's oh my god, how do you pronounce that in English? Genealogy of the Holy Wars or something like that. But I actually don't know how to read this. I guess I'm gonna have to play the game and find out. Here we have this. Well, hold on. Okay, wait. Let me look behind first. Here we have the Fire Emblem If Special Edition. What came with this? Nothing too interesting, but I liked the box, and I'm really sad because when I got it, unlike what the pictures showed, there's something here. I want to assume that's like chocolate. Hopefully it's not like dried blood or something like that, but yeah, I was really sad when that got here because that was not on the picture. And then here we have this Atelier Ryza thing that came when I bought what is it? Which one is it? I assume that's this box here. It came with this box. I'm not too sure though. I can't really remember. And this is a Atelier Ryza 1 and 2. It's this little box set that you could buy with it. And since I really, really liked the first game, I decided to buy this, even though I already had the first game. And then speaking of Ryza, we're gonna go into the Switch games. Sorry if you can't really see, but I'll try to read all the titles. So we have Castlevania Anniversary Collection, Fire Emblem Three Houses. I did like Three Houses, but having to play it 3 times to get the full story was a bit annoying, considering it took me about 160 hours to do all 3 playthroughs. So by the end, I was really tired of this game. Then we have Fire Emblem Warriors. And after that, we have The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, and then Tears of the Kingdom. Both games I have played and not finished. Both games I have stopped playing and then instead watched Kiyo's playthrough of them. I know that's a sacrilege to a lot of people, but I enjoyed my time much more watching him play than me playing. Don't get me wrong, I enjoyed playing it, but I get overwhelmed with open world games generally. So after playing like 50 to 100 hours of them, I was like, yeah, I don't want to finish it. Let me just watch the playthrough instead. And I love Kiyo, so that was great immersion. Then we have Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu, Pokemon Legends Arceus. I really like that game, and I hope that the leak of the next game being a launch title for the Switch 2 is true, because I really want another Legends game. Then we have Super Mario Odyssey, and can I just say how I hate that this one is, you know, it's centered instead of being left aligned, or I guess top in this case. That's because they shipped me a European version, so instead of a North American version. I don't know why Amazon did that, but that really sucks. One day I will probably buy the game again, just so I can get the left aligned title, and then I guess I can sell this one or give it away to someone or something. And then we have Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Then we have Atsumare Doubutsu no Mori, obviously Animal Crossing. And then we have Barimission Bondo. I haven't played this one, but I kept seeing it as being a great Switch game that has furigana and is pretty beginner friendly, so I got it back in the day. I just never got around to it, and I do hear that it's pretty good regardless of your level. It's not just because it's easy. Then we have Fire Emblem Engage, And then we have Xenoblade Chronicles, or I guess Xenoblade Definitive Edition, but Xenoblade Chronicles, the first game. I have not played it, but I really look forward to getting into the series. Then we have Clannad, and then we have Raisa no Atelier, Tokoyami no Joou no Himitsu no Kakureya. And then Raisa no Atelier ni Ushinawareta Densho to Himitsu no Yosei. Man, this is really small from where I am. I'm having a hard time reading it. Raisa no Atelier 3, or San, Owari no, what is it? Owari no Renkin Jutsushi to Himitsu no Kagi. And then we have the Konosuba game that I talked about earlier. And then we have Final Fantasy 1 through 6, the Pixel Remaster Collection. Final Fantasy 8 and I guess 7 and 8 Remastered Twin Pack. That's really cool. I found this on PlayAsia, I think. It's just a remaster of not the remake, the remasters of Final Fantasy 7 and 8. So with this, I'm able to play Final Fantasy 1 all the way through 8 on the Switch, which I look forward to doing because I haven't played any of them. I have played one. I've played the Pixel Remaster on my phone years ago, and then I decided, you know what, I want to wait until it goes on console to play them. And that's what I did, and I still haven't played them. Then we have Harvestella. Again, I have not played, but look at how beautiful this cover is. Just for that, it was worth buying. I'm exaggerating a little bit. I actually really want to play this game. I hear it's really good, but I just haven't gotten around to it yet. And then we have Tactics Ogre Reborn. We have Dragon Quest XI, Triangle Strategy, and Shin Megami Tensei 5. Then on the PS5, we have Final Fantasy 16, which I haven't played. Ghost of Tsushima, which I haven't played, but it looks beautiful. Stray, which I have played and is very fun. And I also did watch Kiyo's playthrough of it, which is very fun. And then I have Tales of Grace's F Remaster. Haven't played that yet, but I wanted to buy it to show support to the Tales Remaster project because I want more of them. So hopefully more of them will come. Then down here, we have The Elder Scrolls Online, Somerset, and Morrowind. And we have Deus Ex Human Divided. We have Diablo 3. We have Elder Scrolls Skyrim Anniversary Edition. Elder Scrolls Online, the regular Gold Edition. And we have Mass Effect Legendary Edition, which comes with a whole trilogy. I have played Mass Effect 1 on Xbox 360 as a teen when it came out. I did enjoy it, but I never played 2 and 3. So I would like to replay for the first one and then play 2 and 3 at some point. Like I mentioned with the books, I don't feel like I'm at a point where I want to go back to playing English games. Still want to focus on Japanese. And I don't really want to play a dub of it because the whole reason I'm learning languages is so I can consume media in its original language, at least for the first time around. So it's gonna have to wait. And then Bloodborne, we have Disgaea 6, and we have Dynasty Warriors 8, or in Japanese Shin Sangoku Musou Nana, with Mousou Den. Yeah, if you don't know, Dynasty Warriors 1 is the same in Japanese, but then is Sangoku Musou, just the first game. But then for the second game, instead of being number 2, it went Shin, new Dynasty Warriors. So that's why in Japanese it says 7, but in English it's 8, because in English it was just Dynasty Warriors 2, not new Dynasty Warriors. And then here we have more Trails game. We have Trails of Zero, Zero no Kiseki. Then we have Ao no Kiseki. Then we have Sen no Kiseki Ichi Kai, Sen no Kiseki Ni Kai, Sen no Kiseki San, and Sen no Kiseki Yon. Once again, can I mention how I hate that the third game is not aligned with the other ones? Who thought this was a good idea? They're both the Japanese version. What is different? And yes, I do have all these Trails games, even though I've only played FC and Trails in the Sky, FC and SC. That's how much I fell in love with the game. I had to stop myself because I would have bought all of them. Then we have Final Fantasy XIV, the complete version, the complete pack, I think it says. I did play Final Fantasy XIV, the base game. I spent like over 100 hours on it. Back when COVID started, I had a month off from work, and I spent my whole time playing Final Fantasy XIV. I was like, you know what, this is my time to shine. I will try this game finally. I loved it. But then I got to a point where I couldn't find anyone to do dungeons with, because I was doing the dungeons between the base game and the first expansion, which were not part of the roulette. So I couldn't find anyone, and I was on a Japanese server, but I was playing in times where Japanese people are sleeping. So I just ended up dropping the game. I will go back at some point for sure, but that point is not right now. And then we have Final Fantasy 15. I played it. Then we have Hatsune Miku, Project Diva Future Tone DX. This game is absolutely crazy. It is the Hatsune Miku game to kill all other Hatsune Miku games. If you get this one, you don't need any other, because you can buy every single song that they've ever done on this game. It does cost a lot of money to buy all of them, but you can buy all of them, and then you have all of them available in one place. The only thing is that there's no single story mode, or at least when I played it there wasn't. I don't know if now there is a few years later, but I don't think so. And then here we have... I just realized I skipped the PS3 games. I'll go back to that after. One Piece, Pirate Warriors 3, or Kaizoku Musou. That's what I realized, because I was like, wait, do I have 1 and 3? Oh wait, that's on PS3. Wait, PS3 is above this. So yeah, Persona 5 Za Royaru. As I was gonna say a long-time Persona fan, but I started on Persona 4, so that's the wrong way of saying it. But as someone who has played previous Persona games, when Persona 5 came out, I knew not to buy the game, and then I waited for the Royal, the not remake, but the expanded version, I guess, of the game, because there's always an expanded version. And I'm glad I did, because I really liked it, but I would not want to play it a second time because of how big it was. And then we have Persona 5 Scramble, have not played that yet. And then we have Tales of Berseria, Tales of Arise. Tales of Arise is actually the only Tales game I've played in Japanese so far. And it was also my first time playing Tales of Arise, because it came out after I started learning Japanese. And I did enjoy it. It got a bit iffy towards the end, but as a whole I enjoyed it, and it was definitely some of, if not the most fun combat of the series. Then we have Valkyria Chronicles Remastered. I've played the original on PS3, but I have not played the remastered yet, nor have I played it in Japanese, so it's there for when I want to. And then here we have Valkyria Chronicles 4. From what I understand, you don't need to play 3 or 2 to play 4. 4 is kind of like a sequel to 1, I think. And the other games are in completely different consoles anyways. Then we have Ryuga Gotoku 0, or Yakuza 0. I played a few hours of this, and I liked the idea of it, but I didn't like playing it. So instead I started watching a Let's Play of it by Ushizawa, a friend of Kyo. And I have enjoyed that way more than playing it myself. Like I said earlier, I know it's a sacrilege to a lot of people watching a Let's Play instead of actually playing the game yourself. But at the end of the day, we're all here to have fun. And if it's more fun for me to watch a playthrough of the game than to play the game, I will watch a playthrough of the game instead. If I had more fun with the game, like a Tales game, I would much prefer play it myself than watch someone else play. However, if Kyo was to play one of them for some reason, he never would, but if he would, I would definitely watch it, but I would play it first, because I want my first experience with a Tales game to be my own experience. With Yakuza, I did not have that feeling, so I preferred watching it. And also he has done every single Yakuza game up until 8, which he is doing right now, so that's great. If I want to watch the other games, I can, and it's all going to be by this one Let's Player that I like, so that's perfect. Moving on, we have Yurukan, which I talked about before, and can I get this out? No, I'm not going to get it out. But this is Ys 8. This is the only Ys game I've played, yet despite that, it is one of my favorite series of all time. That is how fun it was. If you haven't played Ys 8, you should definitely play it. It is so fun. And also I forgot here, I have Cyberpunk. I heard that the game is way better than it was at launch. Most issues have been fixed, and there's expansions which are great. But just like Mass Effect, I don't want to play it now because I want to play it in English, but I don't want to play English games for now. But in the future, I will definitely be playing it. And moving back up, because like I said, I skipped the PS3 by accident, I have Fallout 3 Game of the Year, Fallout New Vegas, God of War Ascension, Heavy Rain. I really liked Heavy Rain. Fun game if you haven't played it. Then we have the Tomb Raider remake, which, fun story about this, I actually participated in a 4-day playtest for this. I don't know why this is Walmart exclusive. I guess it's the skins or whatever. Anyways, there was a 4-day playtest at Eidos Montreal, which is like a sub studio of Square Enix. So they were having a playtest. So there was 1 day of trying out the main story, and then 3 days of trying out the multiplayer, and it was so much fun. Everyone was just using the bow. Actually, everyone was using guns, and at some point I was like, I suck, let me just have fun and switch to the bow. And then suddenly I was very good, and then everyone else switched to the bow. I wouldn't be surprised if the bow and arrow ended up getting nerfed because of that. Well, probably not because of me, but just if we had that experience, I'm sure other people had, so it probably got nerfed a bit. But anyways, it was a lot of fun, and it was cool to get paid to just play a multiplayer game. Then we have Dragon Ball Ultimate Blast, J-Star's Victory Versus. That's another game that I bought in Japan, and I played it all, despite the fact that it's in Japanese, and I didn't speak Japanese back then. I knew like hiragana and katakana, so like I could read the title, for example. But I got stuck in the game at some point because I had to do a particular thing, but I couldn't understand what I had to do because there was no like pointers, and I felt like I tried going everywhere and I just could not figure it out. And because the game was not out in English, there was not really much information about it. I did eventually manage to find something online and managed to finish the game. But yeah, it's okay. It's an okay game. And then here we have Project Diva F2, which I mentioned way earlier, and One Piece Kaizoku Musou 1 and 2. Then we have Tales of Graces F, which is one of the reasons why I should not be buying games before I play them, because I bought this way before the remaster was announced, and now I'm never going to play this because I'll play the remastered instead. Then we have Tales of Symphonia. I did play this in English, not in Japanese. Tales of Xillia and Tales of Xillia 2. Tales of Xillia was my first Tales game in English, obviously. I even had the collector's edition with the figure and everything, but I sold it when I started Immersion because I fell hard in the AJATT sell all your English media so that you're not tempted kind of thing. And then we have Tales of Vesperia. And this is a figurine from the God of War Ascension collector's edition. Gamers, we are almost done. This is the last shelf, finally. Like I said earlier, I've been talking for over an hour just trying to get through everything. So when I said I was going to be going in details, I was not kidding. So here we have Halo 4, and then we have Assassin's Creed 2, Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, Assassin's Creed Revelation, Assassin's Creed 3. So I have played Assassin's Creed 1, 2, Brotherhood, and Revelations. I even got all the achievements for them back then. And so, of course, when Assassin's Creed 3 came out, it was a no-brainer. I got it. I got the collector's edition with a figure, and then I never played it, and I have not played a single Assassin's Creed game since. So yeah. Then we have Halo 3 and Halo 4. I had more Halo games like Reach and ODST, but again, I sold them. Then we have Oblivion, The Elder Scrolls 4, Oblivion. Then we have Skyrim. We have Castlevania, Lords of Shadow. This was actually my first Castlevania game. I remembered seeing online that people hated it. I loved it. But then I realized, oh, people hate it as a Castlevania game. It's a fun action game, but it didn't feel like a Castlevania game. But I haven't played any Castlevania games, so I thought it was fun. And then we have Deus Ex Human Revolution, the Augmented Edition. Now this also has a little bit of a story. I did a playtest again at AJATT Studio, which is in Montreal. And it wasn't for this, it was actually playing a demo of, what was it? Sleeping Dogs? It was just a one-day thing. And then for payment, you could either get paid in money or in games. So as a gamer, I picked games. And this is what I got from it. And then I had never heard of this game before. But then I played it, and I actually loved it. So I'm glad I got this. And it's a pretty fun story as well. By the way, the reason I was doing these playtests is because I dropped out of college, but I did go to college for one semester, and I was in computer science. And then in computer science, we had a class. We had one of our projects that we had to do was to interview someone in the tech industry, and then me and my partner went and interviewed people that worked at AJATT Montreal. So we got a tour of the studio and everything, and that's when I learned that you could sign up to do some game testing. So you're not like an employee or anything. They just send out emails, and they're like, hey, we're looking for people to come and test some games on these dates, so please apply if you want to, and we'll send you an email. And so I got picked twice for that. And then never again, so they probably didn't like my work. But yeah. Anyways, that's why. That was a cool project. And then we have the Elder Scrolls Anthology. And then we have Persona 3 Dancing Moon Knight and Persona 5 Dancing Star Knight. This is quite dusty. Oh my god, that is very dusty. I had to wipe off the dust. There was so much. And the games are still in this because there's no space over there, so I tried to save space by putting them back in here. And it does come with a code for Persona 4 Dancing, but I have already played that one back in the day on the Vita in English. It was actually a very fun game. But these ones, not as much. I don't like that there's no story mode. I really liked the story mode in Persona 4 Dancing All Night. And I also liked the songs better in that one than these games. But I actually haven't played the Persona 5 one because when I got this, I hadn't played Persona 5 yet. But I hear it's basically the same as Persona 3, but with Persona 5 songs. So maybe I'd like the songs better, but I still wouldn't like the fact that there's no story mode. And then, last but not least, is my childhood copy of Diablo 2 and Diablo 2 Lord of Destruction expansion. And we are finally done with the room tour. Well, this is it for the room tour. This took way longer than I thought it would. I'm pretty sure I've been recording for an hour and a half. So hopefully the video was like half this length. Hopefully. But yeah, when I said I was going to go into probably more details than you want to, I was not kidding. I showed everything that I could think of. If you're somehow still here all the way into the video, thank you so much for actually caring enough to stick around. I really appreciate it. I'm not sure why you're still here, but I still appreciate it. So yeah, that's going to be it for this room tour. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you have any recommendations or any questions on what my thoughts are on specific series that I have or don't have, or anything, just let me know in the comments and I'll be replying to it. I always check my comments. I get the notifications and I check all of them and I try to reply as long as I can. So feel free to do so. And so yeah, that's gonna be it. Thank you for watching and hopefully I'll see you next time. Bye.